Okay, so this is our team call, February 19th. And I'm going to share my PowerPoint. Share. Oh, fun. Found this awesome template when I was Google searching some templates for PowerPoint. I just loved it with the reset because I feel like all I'm eating is avocados and peppers. So it was absolutely perfect. But I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about some upcoming dates. And Carol, if you have any questions too, feel free to hop on and say anything that you need. There's no rhyme or reason here. We're just doing our thing. So all of this information you can find in the Coach Online office. So we also call it the COO, the CO, whatever you want to call it, COO. But I know a lot of times I don't take the time to go through this and kind of wrap my mind around all of these things. So I try to kind of dump some of the ones I wanted to highlight in so that everybody could see those. So some upcoming dates that we have are, obviously, if you guys don't know, the fruit punch is out today, which so excited about. I already ordered mine, and of course my husband is like, I'm a lemon fan. And so I was like, okay, whatever, you do your thing. But I know everybody has their own kind of, things they like, but I definitely am going to like this. I know I'm going to love it. So hopefully you guys get yours ordered too, because it's just really, really good. I think. I haven't actually tried it. And then also just a reminder about Team Cup. If for those people who don't know what Team Cup is, it is a group of 5 coaches who get together and kind of just bound together to hit Success Club in the month of February. I think they do this about twice a year. And it's just a really great way to help move your business forward, get some other ideas from other people, and also win some really fun prizes along the way. So with Team Cup, it has already started. It is just actually in the middle of it right now, and it ends on February 28th. And you can see on the bottom left of the graphics there's some really cool stuff that you get to win. So I would just love to have all of them. I love free stuff. So the last time I think I went to a free conference, I should have had like a rolling cart with all the freebies. I had like lotions and lip balms, and it was quite ridiculous. I looked like a hoarder or something, but anyway. So yes, that is a little bit about the Team Cup. The other thing to restart the clock. If you guys haven't heard, there is a Success Starter program that we have. So in your first few months as a coach, if you hit Success Club in the first 3 months, you actually become a Success Starter and you get your ticket to Summit for free. Well, they are redoing that. So they're restarting it and calling it Restart the Clock. So there's also some prizes for that. Month 1, you get an exclusive interview with the VP of Field Development and Strategies, which is Kim Carver. Super cool dude if you've never done anything with him. He's really cool, really down to earth. I don't know, he's a pretty cool guy. And I think the elite coach I saw was Ashley Smith, who will actually be on the call with Kim Carver. So that's just like a freebie gift that you get. Month 2, you get recognition in the coach office. Month 3, you get your ticket to Summit in Indianapolis. So we're starting that in February. So if you hit Success Club 5 or more in February, March, and April, that's how you will actually earn those really cool stuff. And then, of course, a quick recap about Success Club. That's when you sell challenge packs or completion packs. And then you get, or if you have home direct orders, and you actually earn points for that. So that's kind of what we talk about when we talk about Success Club and Success Club points. The other thing that's super awesome to highlight, of course, is Coach Summit coming up. If you guys have ever heard of Rachel Hollis, either you've been living under a rock if you haven't, but if you have, you can be as excited as I am to be able to see her at Summit because I am super, super excited. She's one of my favorites, and she's got, the great book, Girl Wash Your Face. I think I heard her talk today that her new book, Girl Stop Apologizing, is actually going to be released on March 5th instead of the 12th. So just excited. You can pre-order. It's just amazing, down to earth, super relatable. I just got so many ideas. She's like the same age as me too. So I'm like, everything she talks about or jokes about, like everything is in, like she'll joke about music, or she was talking about the movie Powder today. And I'm like, I always reference Powder when I'm pale, and like nobody else got it. But it's just when you find your people, you find your people. So she's one of my people for sure. And I would love to just meet her in person one day. But anyway, aside from that, the the Coach Summit is going to be in Indianapolis again. It's at the Lucas Oil Stadium, and it is July 11th through the 14th. So I think I'm going with a couple girls. We already got our hotel room, which we actually kind of far away. So something you guys are interested in, let me know. We can get you guys set up and hooked up to make sure that you get there. And they have an app for your phone, and it's just a great time. Last year was my first time, and it was amazing. I plan to go every year unless they have it in like Alaska. Actually, no, I'd probably still go to that one because I really want to go to Alaska. Another thing too, the Ultimate Portion Fix. So I was listening to, I think his name's Kevin. He's on our Beachbody Champions page. He was talking a little bit about the Portion Fix today. And of course, my podcast cut off on my drive to Springfield into work this morning. But I heard that there's going to be 3 tiers to this. And anybody, Carol, if you correct me if I'm wrong, but what I read or what I heard was there's the whole program, which is going to be diving into the Portion Fix just a little bit more, and it's just a bigger picture of the Portion Fix. People are like, oh, my yellow is for carbohydrates, so I'm going to put cereal in here. Well, it's not really about that. So people aren't really embracing them and using them as they were intended. So there's going to be that level of just kind of diving deeper. It's going to be formatted similar to the 2B mindset. So there's going to be videos and things for people to walk through and just learn a little bit more about it. So it's going to be this kind of nutrition-based program. Of course, there'll be workout programs. They're going to be filming 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme to make those live. So those kind of fall in line with the 80-day obsession, but it all will tie into the Ultimate Portion Fix. And then for us coaches, we have the certification piece of that, so you can become certified in the Ultimate Portion Fix, similar to the 2B Mindset certification, and of course similar to all the workout certifications and things you can get. And then the Master Series, my video got cut off, so my notes here are just saying since nutrition is evolving. Sorry, my challengers are texting. We have a text group, which I highly recommend. This was the first time I've ever done that. With my challenge group, I do a morning wake up text. So 5 a.m. they all get text messages. And everybody's like, this has been my favorite thing. So total side note, but, okay. So the Master Series, the monthly subscription gives you access to the new Fix8 recipes. So right now everybody has access to Fix8 recipes online. So they're actually going to be reinserting new ones and then also doing some children's lunches and things, which I heard about, which is pretty cool. So definitely read up on that if you're interested. I know for us coaches, we can actually purchase the Ultimate Portion Fix. It's kind of like a VIP early access, similar to Transform 20. That's March 4th through the 17th, and then it actually launches on March 18th for everyone. And then, of course, we have our Transform 20. Those are still on sale, $20 off through the end of the month. And then, of course, it's going to be going live for everybody who already has BOD on April 1st. So I highly recommend at least having another challenge group running on April 1st if you can, just to get it out there for all your people who weren't able to do the early access. I'll probably be doing something myself, but we'll see how it goes. Who knows what's going to happen. Okay, any questions about dates? Anything? Okay, Carol, it's just you, so I'm teasing you. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the power of sharing your story. And I know we have about 20 minutes left, so I'm sometimes can be a rambler, so I'm going to try to focus, which is why I have a couple graphics here with feelings, relatable, and vulnerable. In my 5 years of coaching, I feel like these are the 3 things that just help me whenever I'm posting or whenever I'm trying to share things. I'm a pretty open person in general, so if you have a conversation with me, I'm just going to pretty much be an open book. But when you're posting that on social media where it can't go away, it's a little bit of a different thing. Not that that's a scary thing, but it's so important for us just to be sharing our story and how we got here. So, when you were invited to a challenge group or something, how did your coach invite you? Or how did someone invite you to this opportunity? How did they share it with you so that you wanted to be in a group with them? And I also think it's really important to think about things too and how we're sharing on social media. So if you're sharing something like a picture of you and you have something, just you all alone, and you are saying, oh, you need to try this new 20-minute program. It's 6 weeks. There's nothing there that like grabs people's attention. It's really important to give them those feelings so that they're like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. So when I say feelings, it's more of, how does the program make you feel? So when you're doing those workouts, it might be tough in the beginning. You might have a hard time pushing play. You might have a hard time getting motivated. And then what do you do? And how do you share that in a post? So you really hone in on those feelings that you have, and that kind of pulls you in. So I like to get a lot of inspiration from other coaches too, and I like to see what they're doing, not to the point of comparison, but just trying to get me motivated, and then I can think of a really good, captivating post to share with people. And being vulnerable is also really hard. It's hard for us to share the hard things. But, nobody likes to see those highlight reels. People want to see the real and the raw, whether it's ugly or it's sad or it's happy. I mean, they just want to see people be humans. And that's what I know I personally struggle with that, because I posted, what was it, last night, Mason saying he thought he was adopted and all my son. And I had so many people comment on there saying, oh my gosh, my sisters, like, they used to do this and this. And I'm like, why aren't we sharing those stories more? Like, I want to see more of that on social media. I don't want to see your kids getting straight A's. Not that that's not great, but I don't want to see that all the time. Not all parents have kids who have straight A's. And so how do you be relatable? And how do you, weave all the things in, the happy, the good, the bad, the sad, all of it. So just trying to think about that and just how important it is to share your story. Because when people can relate to you, they're going to come back to you. They're going to have that connection with you. And in 6 months or a year or 2 years down the road, when they're thinking about maybe starting a weight loss program or wanting to be a little healthier, they're going to remember you because you connected with them in a different way than everybody else. So that's what I wanted to share on sharing your story. Any questions, Carol? No,
I like how you broke it down into those three points. That kind of simplifies it.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, thanks.
Areas to focus on. Yeah.
All right. So next slide. The 4 vital behaviors. I totally stole this graphic from Team Fit and Funky, which is Danielle Latoni. So I just cut off her name. So I'm still going to give her credit for this because she's still awesome. And I'm sure she has an awesome person who makes her graphics for her. But we have 4 vital behaviors now. What are the vital behaviors? They are those vital things that we have to do for our business, for ourselves, for the people around us every single day. So the first one obviously is invite, invite, invite. This one has been there forever. I feel like they moved this one up a little bit on the list though. But invite, what does that mean? You hear that and you're like, oh my gosh. Like, I know when you try to invite people to your child's birthday party and you send out 30 invitations and no one RSVPs, this is adult life too. It's not just your kids, okay? This happens forever. So we have to continue to kind of, what do they say? Like, massage that and get to know people and reach out and talk and keep following up. So with the invite process, what I have, and I will talk about that on my next slide a little bit more as we dive into inviting, but we'll talk a little bit more about some tips and things just to help with the inviting, because I know that is usually the scariest part for people. So vital behavior number 2 is just be proofs of products work. I remember this one. I'm like, this is the easy one for me. I can do this every day. You drink your Shakeology, you have your performance line if that's what you're into, and you do your workouts. Those are easy boxes for me to check. It's just the other 23 hours that I have to figure out how to be a great coach and a great supporter and motivator. But yeah, like it says, you want to be a walking success story in the progress. Like, why are you doing this? I mean, you don't just, if you don't like working out, then what are you doing? Like, find ways to energize people through what you're doing. The third one is, I feel like people always skip this one too because they're like, we'll just sweep this one under the rug. It's not a big deal. And then you hear from top coaches, they're like, personal development is what changed my life. It's like, get yourself those mentors, however you want to say it, mentor. Do your personal development. This can be plugging into I like the National Wake Up Call. I consider that personal development. It always makes me want to grow. Like anything that provides that growth for you. The self-help. I know that sounds kind of odd for some people. If that's not your jam, you're more into, romance or fiction or whatever. It is so important. So I listen to podcasts. I also have an Audible account, so I'm always getting, new books, just things that make me want to be a better person. So definitely dive into that. And you want to do several minutes a day. Start out with a little bit and just do as much as you can. I mean, I probably listen to at least 2 hours of personal development a day, whether it's actually a training or it's just something that I'm always getting little nuggets all the time to help me be better. And then recognize. This is one that came out after I started coaching 5 years ago. So I have to work on this one so much. It is actually the easiest one to do because you're recognizing the people, whether they're your challenge groups, your coaches, your neighbor who brought you cookies. You're just recognizing people. You're celebrating these people in your life that you love, and you just share it publicly. It's as simple as that. Of course, Insta stories are great for that as well. People, you can tag people, and, even this call right here, Carol, I'm going to tag you in a little bit and say, look who showed up for themselves to be a little bit better today and move their business forward. So a couple questions here to think about, and you can kind of reflect on this later too, is what area do you need help in with the 4 vital behaviors? I mean, it's a lot to take in sometimes, especially if this is new, but Carol, I know you've been here for a while, so think about that. Like, what areas do you need help in? And then what areas do you know how to do, but you need to work on? Because that's a little bit different. So obviously, most people know how to recognize other people, but is that something you need to work on? For me, that's what I need to work on. All right, so we got about 13 minutes left. So I want to dive into the inviting piece. So I did leave the same graphic here because I think it's still important to focus on. But inviting, this is sometimes the hardest thing for people. And I try to explain it in a way of sharing your favorite products. So if you have your favorite hairspray and you want to tell all your friends about it on social media, it's the same thing. You're going to say, girl, I have got this amazing hairspray. It is so good. Like, my hair is still soft. It's not crunchy. I absolutely love it. It makes me feel beautiful. It smells good. Like, I just love it. You have to try it. If you don't like it, you're going to get your money back. It's totally cool. It doesn't matter. You just got to try it at least once. It might be the best thing that you've ever tried. So it's kind of just like that, just sharing. And I think for a lot of people, they struggle with just reaching out. It's just that whole initial first jump towards, saying, hey, do you want to join me? I think it comes down to because people here, we actually make some money when people buy things from us, which is okay. Also, people do it all the time. You just don't want to be icky and salesy about it. And I don't know any coaches that are icky or salesy, so I don't hang out with people like that. But what is coaching, or what is inviting? Obviously, you guys know what coaching is. What is coaching? It is inviting and reaching out to people who you know and don't know, and invite them on this journey. So again, remember how you were invited to the journey. What made you say yes? What made you change your mind or reach back out to somebody or say, this is what I want to do? And always keep that in mind, because it's always really helpful for me is when I'm reaching out to people is what pulled me in? Or if I'm going to buy makeup from one of my girlfriends because she posted something, what is it that made me want to buy from her and not the 14 other girls who posted similar images or, the similar posts? So how can you set yourself apart from the crowd? So I have a couple tips here. I think that's just really helpful. I think setting yourself apart is really the key here. How can you be different? We get so much noise all day, every day. We get emails and notifications and just tons of stuff. And we're supposed to check people's stories and post on our stories. And while it can be overwhelming if you think of it in that way, when we break it down, we're okay. But what about those people who aren't coaches and who don't have this structure in their life, and they're just scrolling all the time? it's different for them. They're just overwhelmed by all the people saying, here, I have this for you. Here's this, try keto. Well, let's do fasting. Why don't you try this primer? Oh, you need this concealer. Oh my gosh, you need this jewelry. It's just really overwhelming. So we just tune it all out. It's kind of like when our kids say mom for the 4,000,000th time. We just tune it out after a while. So how do we get people to stop tuning it out? One of the best things that I have found, and I'm sure you guys have heard of this, if not, this will be new for you, but it is the whole CCQ process. So it's compliment, comment, question. So you start with a compliment, you add a comment, and then you ask a question. And I have definitely taken that question piece and I integrate that into every conversation I have. I almost hardly ever just leave a comment on someone's post. So like my birthday posts. For our Facebook, we get the notification, oh, there's 8 birthdays today. So instead of just saying happy birthday, which is going to blend in with all the other 400 birthday notifications they're getting, I'm going to say happy birthday. I hope you have a great day. What are you doing that's exciting for your birthday? Asking them a question to set yourself apart from everybody else. And not everybody replies. I mean, honestly, the birthday is probably one of the worst days to try to reach out to somebody and connect with them because they are getting so many notifications. But it's still setting yourself apart from the crowd. It's just a good way to get you into the groove to set yourself apart. So another example is, girl, I love your leggings. If they have some cute little pineapples on them, I can't rock those, but they can. But I love your leggings. They're so cute. Where did you get them from? Always ask questions, but always remember to be authentic. If you don't like the leggings, then don't say you like their leggings. Don't be fake and phony because that's when it's going to start to feel icky for you. So you're going to want to make sure that you are talking to them like you're talking to your best friend. Would you tell your best friend that you liked her pineapple leggings if you didn't really like her pineapple leggings? Probably not. So it's just something to be mindful of, I know people just struggle with that so often. But in terms of inviting, this is the first step before you invite them to a challenge group. You should always have something to invite people to. And if you don't have a challenge group date set, then you just say, fake it till you make it. You just say, hey, I'm starting a challenge group next month. I saw your post about wanting to lose some weight. Tell me more about your story. Like, what has worked for you in the past? How are you doing? Just ask some of those questions, and this is after you've kind of done these compliment, comment, question things, because this is how people are going to relate back to you. And also, again, it's going to set yourself apart from other people. So most people probably know that you're a coach already on social media. So maybe not with Instagram, but on Facebook, I feel like it's a little more personal. So set yourself apart from all those other people. Reach out to people, be genuine, be authentic, be real, and be you. And just talk to people like you're talking to your sister or your best friend. So that is my spiel. So do you have any questions or do you want to share anything else?
About the inviting and sending them messages, I heard the other day, similar to how you say, talk like you would to your best friend or your sister. They said, if you wouldn't say it in a conversation to their face, don't say it in a message.
Yeah.
Right? Like, be genuine, be who you are. But just having it worded like that, it's like, yeah, if just act like you're having a conversation, like real life, face to face. Would you say, if you wouldn't say, "Hey, girl," then don't say, "Hey, girl" in your message because it's not you. It's not going to come across. So.
Exactly. Yeah. If that's not you, then don't do that at all. And I feel like too, I've seen so many other companies doing "Hey, girls." I'm like,
yeah.
I actually do that in person. So
then, yeah, that's fine. Well, I've been pretty good about doing the likes and comments, but not adding in the compliment and the question part. And the question part is so key because that's what gets the conversation going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely think the question is definitely
because
the key.
you would do that in person. You would ask a question about the topic you're talking about, and that's how the conversation would get started. So,
yeah, it's just leaving those open-ended questions. How are you? Where did you get them? And a lot of times I want to know where people got stuff. I'm like, dang, where did you get that at? I hope it was on sale too. But yeah, and I think just with inviting, it's just, it's what is it? The start that stops most people. It's just
Yeah.
That's why we're doing those power hours. You know, you're doing them on Tuesday mornings, and then you have a Wednesday evening one, right? And then I have
Right.
the Friday power hours. So why do we do those? It's just because we need to force ourselves to do
Right.
those vital behaviors.
Yep. And
It's so
everybody has their things that are harder to do
yeah.
than maybe somebody else. So yeah. So if you do have an area that's hard, don't feel bad, because that's true for most
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
And I think too, with inviting, like I was listening to another coach talk about how she absolutely loves inviting. Like she's like, I love it. It's so much fun. And I think it's just the whole engagement piece with other people, you know, and trying to find those like-minded people. And I found myself enjoying it too, like especially on Instagram, because I can just reach out and just be like, you see people and you see all their pictures all in one. So you kind of get to know them in just a couple short graphics. And it's so much easier because you're like, I would totally jive with this girl. Like, oh my gosh, you know,
Right.
it's
Or
just
you won't.
fun.
Or you
Yeah,
would
or you
you'd be
won't.
totally
Yeah,
like, okay, we're not gonna click here, so let's move on. Right.
exactly, exactly. And so it is nice meeting new people, and it is nice. You know, it's not like you have to go out for coffee with them because they're probably in another state. You know, it's just fun. I don't know. It's just make it fun, and it's kind of one of those things with the mind trick too. If you say you hate doing it, then you're gonna hate doing it. So just tell yourself, I love it, I love it, I love it. You might be lying to yourself, but tell yourself that you love it, and it will be better.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and I guess we can cut it short. There's my thank you. And yeah, thanks for joining, Carol. I'm going to go ahead and
Thanks
stop.
for inviting us. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to stop